In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. Muhammad is his messenger. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is our divine reminder of one that's in our midst. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Jock Brothers Presents Let Us Make Man, a podcast of three brothers who desires nothing more than to present a positive image as to what a man should be. For instance, we all are family men who love our children. We all are businessmen. We all are youth mentors. And we all work hard in our community, striving to make it a decent and safe place to live. Now, when conducting this podcast, we govern our actions by three rules. One is to put God first in all that we do. Two is to present content to podcasts that can make you a better you. And three, to present brotherhood and unity amongst men that you can be proud of. Now, before I go forward, I would like to give a big salute to our first officer, Brother Terrence Muhammad. Over a month ago, he was in an accident that caused him some very serious injuries. But when you talk to him, all you hear is a brother that spirit is high, whose words are motivating and whose attitude is inspiring as of right now. So once again, I'd like to give a big salute to our first officer, Terrence Muhammad. Now, on to the podcast. My name is Brother Kawi. I'll be your moderator and your host for tonight's show. I'm that brother that's very interested in motivations and inspirations. And so my questions would be motivated by my loves. Now, my next host I'd like to introduce you to is actually a guest host, a good brother, been in the nation for over 25 years. The brother has a lot of jock brother qualities. His brother is a family man. His brother own a business. He worked hard in his community, and he strives very hard to make it a decent and safe place to live. This brother also is a personal trainer. He has his certification as well. And so he was very interested in coming to the show, and we welcomed him with open arms. I'm talking about my brother, Kevin Salam.
Thank you, brothers. It's my pleasure and my honor to join this great group of brothers in this show. I've been a supporter of this show since the beginning. I'm a faithful watcher, so I'm honored that you would have me on this show.
Faithful watcher? Love that, brother. Love that. Now, of course, you know the J and Jock brothers, very good brother that brings a work ethic that I'm striving to meet up with each and every week to our podcast. This brother also owns his own business and doing well with it. I'm talking about my brother, Jackie Muhammad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Kawi. Look here, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday already, Tuesday at 7. We got a hot show for you tonight. So for those of you who haven't been experiencing COVID and they've been telling us that it's because of the underlying issues. So let's find out tonight. Can we do some fitness to help the underlying issues tonight? Let's ask some questions. Go ahead, take all, Kawi.
Praise be to Allah. And of course, our producer, the most well-traveled brother I personally know. This brother, he got international on his name now. I'm talking about my brother that really has the type of personality that everybody, it fits with any person or any type of issue. My brother, Ahmed Bia.
Thank you, Brother Kawi. Thank you all for joining us this evening. My name is Brother Ahmed, and I'm very honored to be on the show, but very curious with the guests that we have on. We're going to talk about training and fitness, and I'm very curious to see how exercise and working out improves your immune system. That's going to be my target tonight. But thank you all for joining on. We wish that you can support and donate to our cause. You can support us or donate by Cash Cash App at JAKQ Bros. JAKQ Bros. It's at the bottom of the screen. You can donate. You can support us there. You can support us on YouTube by logging on to YouTube and subscribing to our channel. You can also follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram. And we have a website, www.jockbrothers.com, www.jockbrothers.com. Please log on and support us. Support the cause. Support us giving our information to our people in our community. We welcome you and embrace you, and thank you all for helping. Back to you, Carly.
Praise be to Allah. All right. Just like Brother Jackie, Brother Ahmed said, we're very interested in knowing how working out, being physically fit, can aid you in the fight against COVID. Very interested in that. We sound like a plane flying through there. But we got two guests, I'm sorry. And one is a sister that can help educate us on those particular questions and issues that are out there. So with no further ado, as always, in befitting a brother, we should always introduce the sister first. And so with our first guest has been a fitness instructor and a personal trainer for the past 20 years. She honed her skills working in gym chains and private facilities until beginning a homeschooling program for her 3 children. She recently begun teaching yoga, which has become her favorite class to teach. We welcome our high energy and positive sisters to the show. With a Jock Brothers round of applause. Sister Denia. Did I pronounce that right? Denia.
Right.
Muhammad.
Yeah.
You have an open word, sister?
I'm just finishing a fitness class, so I'm just trying to cool off right now. So no, I'm just grateful to be here. I want to thank Brother Aaron for letting you guys know about me. And just happy to be here.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you for blessing us with your presence, okay, sister?
Absolutely.
Appreciate that. All right, now next guest. This brother is that I'm introducing you to, Just Knows Fitness. He was certified as a fitness trainer in the year 2000. His professional training fitness career began at Bally's Total Fitness. I don't even think they're in business now. Are they still in business, brother?
I don't think so.
Yes, sir. Where he earned a personal trainer of the year award 3 times. He earned one in 2002, 2003, and 2009. He started his own company, Top Notch Training, also known as TNT, in 2009. He once owned a health food store and is knowledgeable about nutritional healing and combining the two to aid you in achieving your own personal goals. This brother has trained Steve Harvey, and of course, he trained the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Without any further ado, and with a Jock Brothers round of applause, I would like to introduce you to our brother, Aaron Muhammad.
Thank you.
In the opening words there, brother?
Well, I just want to say all praise to Allah. I'm extremely honored to be invited to do this broadcast, this interview with Jock Brothers. And I hope and pray that Allah bless my words and what I say is able to help someone in achieving their goals of fitness and longevity. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, praise be. So let's get to work. Let's get right to work. So just like the title says, that Brother Aaron, Sister Denia, did I say it right?
Daniel, you got it right.
Daniel.
Yes.
I heard about, vitamin D3 and vitamin D from the sun, drinking milk fasting. I heard about all of those things that can help you strengthen your immune system. But when it comes to just working out, just I guess the dumbbell, I guess the track, can you please break down how does that help you fight COVID as well? And you can go first, sister.
I would just say that helps you with everything. It just gives you more vitality when you have more strength in your body, when you have a greater level of flexibility. When you have a greater level of flexibility, your joints, your ligaments, your muscles, they communicate better with each other because it's just a better communication between your body. And you just like what you just mentioned about the vitamins, about the eating, all of it goes hand in hand. In Western society, we tend to divide the subjects up, and we have nutrition here, and then we have fitness here, and then we have the mental, emotional here, but it's all together. And so if you work out all the time, but you eat trash, you cannot fight COVID. You can't fight really anything. And vice versa. So all of these things, we have to have information about all of it. And I've been around so many environments. I work in a gym. I have a big family, and I've been in a lot of different groups where the whole group has caught COVID. I've never caught COVID, and I believe the biggest reason, and that's not to say that you are immune or you have something other people don't, but following one meal a day for the most part, and I have times where I'm not as strict with my diet, but I've been following one meal a day for about the last 30 years, fasting once a month. I honestly feel like it's the fast that has kept me healthy more than anything else, because in How to Eat to Live, it says you wouldn't even be sick a day if you just fasted those 3 days. So my intuition and my instinct tells me that that is really the most saving grace for me, because I have trainers that I work with, dear friends, who are sick now with COVID, and they're in better shape than I am, because I consider myself deconditioned for me. I'm used to being in better shape, but I'm not as in great shape as I normally am. So I would have to attribute that to How to Eat to Live 100%. I think that's it more than anything, mostly the fast. Anything. That's my opinion. I'm not a doctor or but I
you
think
want to chime in on that, brother?
Approach. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
Oh, you a doctor, Sister Neil. You know that. But I want to chime in on what she. Go ahead. Go ahead, Neil.
I want to just say, Brother Aaron really was my first mentor in so many subjects. And Brother Aaron probably doesn't remember this because he did this for so many people. But he doesn't, in fact, I know he doesn't remember because we've talked about it. But Brother Aaron used to have this food cart at Mas Mariam all the time. He would sell these sandwiches, but he was selling the teachings as well. So he would, sister, you eat this, you eat that. He was the first person, you know, and I was such a little green dummy. That's how I remember myself being, this little happy-go-lucky young sister. And he took me really under his wing. And so many, and I worked in Aaron's store. I worked in the little sandwich shop. You remember that, Brother Aaron?
Yes, ma'am.
And then when I decided to become an instructor, Brother Aaron and my sister, who is a bodybuilder, were the first people that I called. And Brother Aaron gave me advice that I still hold to my heart for my business and why I have such longevity in this industry. So I just want to sneak that in because Brother Aaron is no joke, for real. And y'all already know that.
Praise the Lord. Thank you for those kind words. Chiming in on what Sister Danielle said about how to eat to live in this relation to our health issues at a time when COVID-19 is killing a lot of people. Our beloved minister said that this pandemic or this pestilence came from heaven, came from God. And if God saw this coming and he gave us how to eat to live, he knew this was coming. We didn't know it, but he gave us how to eat to live, how to survive these troubling times, if we would but follow his instructions. A lot of people don't realize throughout the book, Honorable Elijah Muhammad always stated, so Allah in the person of Master Farad Muhammad taught me. So if he said these came from Allah himself, then that means there's revelation. It's what it is. It's revelation on how to sustain life and life more abundantly through whatever comes upon us at this time. So how you to live is definitely the key. It was another phase of that question you asked. Jack,
Yeah.
I want to address it. What was the question again?
Yes, sir. So like working out, how does working out helps build you up to fight COVID?
First of all, that's a good point. We understand now that this pestilence is harder on those people with the underlying situations such as hypertension, high blood pressure, diabetes. Our people, the things that we suffer from, and a lot of other people as well. And if you're going to strengthen your body, that means you're going to get rid of, you're going to learn how to lose body fat, working out. I mean, working out is a big word, first of all. So generally, when I ask people what are their goals, people that come to me and ask me to help them, I want to know what their goals are.
There you go.
Most of them is the same. Most of them need to lose some body fat. And you know, obesity is connected to a lot of underlying circumstances that cause us early death. And many people want to build muscle, lean muscle, get stronger. And with respect to that, every day we wake up, we're aging. We're aging. We're getting older every day, and we ain't ready to leave here tomorrow. So you don't have a problem getting older or aging, I want to say, right?
Mm.
And if we don't do something to maintain strength or build strength, then we're going to be losing strength at our age. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
you're either going to be stronger as you age, or you're going to be weak and feeble as you age, which is what I consider being old.
Right.
So you don't want to. I mean, personally, I like to see 130. I told Daniel this a couple of weeks ago. You know that I like to be able to see 130, but I don't want to spend the last 40 years needing everybody to help or needing people to help me do everything I want to do. I want to be fit. I want to be strong. I want to age well.
Yes,
and we can do it. If you see people that's living to 115 and 114, eating 4 or 5 meals a day, eating peanuts and lima beans and ham hock and whatnot, if we practice a little bit of how to eat to live, we should be able to beat that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Right.
So we should get 100%. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Go
Answer
ahead,
the
brother.
question.
Yes, sir. Sister Janelle, I wanted to go back to fasting. I have a personal trainer, a young guy. He's 26. He's a bodybuilder, but he has a nice workout system. But when I told him when I fast, and I come to him on Friday, first thing he said, "Oh yeah, I want to get the rest of it out. Let's go ahead and get the rest." So he worked me very hard during the fast. That Friday and that Sunday morning, I work very hard. So I'm wondering, how does the fast affect you when you work well? Or how does your workout affect you during the fast?
That is a great question. I used to, when I first came in the nation, I started doing one, you know, how excited you are and you want to do everything perfectly right now. So I started doing 1 meal a day. I lost so much weight the wrong way. I was eating just not the best food, but I was eating 1 meal a day, you know, nothing really. And so I lost mostly muscle at that time. So every time the fast came around, I would end up on the floor at the mosque in the bathroom. I would faint every time because it just was not healthy. Although I was doing 1 meal a day, I wasn't eating properly. So eventually, I wouldn't stop. I kept doing the fast because I'm like, all of these people can fast and I can't fast. I can fast. So I would keep doing it and fainting. And my family would be like, please don't. Nobody got time for that. So and then eventually I was able to complete a fast, but I would complete the fast and I would be so weak. And then I started working out. And then I completed the fast and I felt strong.
Right.
And I think what turned the tide was the exercise. My muscles were stronger. I built up a different body, a completely different system. So now I really don't have much of a choice but to work out while I'm on a fast, and I feel great.
Right. Yes.
I work out when I'm on a fast. I have read somewhere recently, though, that you really shouldn't work out so hard when you're on a fast because you're not putting muscle back in.
Okay.
So my last fast, or you're not putting protein in so you remain in a catabolic state, which just means that, when you lift weights, you immediately get into a catabolic state, which means your muscles are breaking down. You feel stronger, but your muscles are actually breaking down until you put protein in your system. Once you put that good protein in your system, now you get stronger for your next workout. But if you continue to work out and you're not replenishing with protein, well, you tend to, you're not, gaining muscle. But I find that your body is just the most intelligent machine ever constructed. And so your body really learns, oh, she does this every month. Let's not lose so much muscle this time because she's going to eat again. This is just what she does. Her body. Right. So I tried something just this past fast. I didn't lift any weights. I just trained my clients without getting in on the session. I did maybe a few yoga sessions and I did a little bit of walking. I felt better, honestly. But it's important for me to know that I can do everything that I can do in a fasted state that I can do when I have full meals in me. So I can do that, but I would just say personally, I feel better when I do light exercise. Now, when I don't do any exercise, I feel worse. I feel weaker. You know how sometimes you fast and you just want to kind of lay around and let me energy, let me take it easy. I feel horrible when I do that. I go back to feeling like I used to. So everything in moderation, if you just listen to your body, and that's the best time to listen to your body, because something about a fast, almost the same effect that as when you're doing yoga. When you do yoga, you have to concentrate on balancing on a pose. Your external focus turns completely internal. And when I'm fasting, sounds are muted for me. I'm a little bit more observant. And so I'm able to listen to what my body needs a little bit better. So I wouldn't really suggest that somebody who is beginning a fitness program, I wouldn't suggest working out on that fast. I would suggest maybe taking some walks while you're doing that 3-day fast, unless you have a trainer who understands how we eat. Because a lot of trainers don't understand, and they say, no, you can't get fit if you don't eat 32 meals a day.
Right. Right.
And they just going to, assure you that you cannot do it. You can do anything. What is your opinion, Brother Aaron, about that?
When it comes to fasting and working out, I never interrupt my workouts because I was on the fast. And Sister Neil, I've been fasting now for 40 years and trying to exercise in the teachings of Elijah Muhammad and how to live for 40 years. That's not something that someone new to working or new to fasting should do. In fact, even when it comes to 1 meal a day, the messenger taught us to wean ourselves to 1 meal a day. You've been eating 3, 4, 5 meals a day and all in between. You don't jump and start eating 1 meal a day. you wean yourself, you work your way down to that. And me, I've always wanted to know how strong I was after 3 days or 5 days or 8 days. So I never stop my workouts just because I'm fasting. You said the intelligent thing you said, one of the sharp things you said, Sister Danielle, just now, that you pay close attention to your body. You pace yourself. It's about pacing yourself. But I don't. People that call me during Ramadan, Brother Aaron, do you still work out during Ramadan? Like, why not? You know what I mean? I mean, I'm eating every day. You know what I mean? You know.
Come on,
but
man.
the thing with the 1 meal a day is many of us blow it because it has a lot to do with the timing, eating the right things at the right time.
Right.
1 meal a day is not a lunch break. It's not a lunch break. If you go on my Facebook page, I think I have pictures of meals that I've taken, you know, and it really always involved 2 plates of food for me. And that took training. That was an exercise. I eat a lot of food when I eat that 1 meal a day. And when I decide not to eat, I can go. I can go. I'm good. I'm comfortable with that. But I've always worked out doing fasting. Sometimes I go hard. Sometimes I don't. One thing for certain, I pay close attention to what I'm doing. And I've been at it for a good while. All of it is an exercise. How to eat to live is an exercise. The more and you, it ain't something that you could do every now and then, or get into it and then break, get into it and then break. You have to be consistent.
Right.
The Neil also mentioned about feeding the muscle. And, you know, the process of building muscles is 3 steps. Number 1, you have to tear down muscle fiber. And as she said, that's what you should be doing when you're doing resistance training or weight training, is tearing down the muscle. Number 2, you have to feed muscle. It only feeds off of protein. Water is helpful. And then number 3, you have to allow it enough rest time before you start tearing it down again. So it's tearing down muscle, feed muscle, and allowing it enough rest time before you tear it out again. The muscle grows and heals during the rest period, not during the breakdown, as she said earlier. So people understand. Now, I made it sound very simple. She made it sound very simple, but it's a definite exercise, and it's a lot more science than what meets the eye. So that's why one of my big sayings is that everybody's lifting weight, but very few people are getting stronger. Many people are overtraining, and many people are undertraining. And in any case, you don't get the results.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I want everybody just viewing to please share this podcast. These guests, they are dropping it. So more than just us need to hear this. So please share, if you can, this podcast. Go ahead, Brother Ahmed.
I know we getting ready to start cracking some atoms right now, because I see Brother getting ready to jump in right now. But I just really wanted both of you to kind of jump into and deal with how exercise, especially now in time of COVID and lock-in and shutdown, how exercise improves the immune factors or improves the immune functions of the body.
Well, I would say just anytime.
I'm gonna step away, but keep listening.
I would say anytime you make your heart stronger, you are protecting yourself. Anytime you make your lungs stronger, you are giving greater chance whether you get COVID or not, because COVID is here, and some of us are getting it, even though we are maybe following how to eat to live. Are getting COVID. Some of COVID, and some people are getting very severe cases of it. But anytime you make your muscle, your heart stronger, your lungs stronger, and you can do this. So just like we can lift weights, we can do cardio to make our heart stronger. You can do the exact same thing with your lungs. So when I teach a yoga class, that's primarily where we take the time to do breathing exercises, where you're inhale for maybe for the count of 4. I'll have to hold their breath for the count of 4, and then exhale on the count of 3. So that actually allows you to take in more oxygen. So in the West in particular, we don't take in all the air that is allotted to us.
Mm.
And so we breathe very shallow here. We kind of breathe like, so we yawn, we go, that's just the body resetting and taking in some of the, and you leave it on the table. Who would leave money on the table?
Come on now, we leaving air on the table.
Air on the table.
Come on now.
And taking oxygen in, and it really is a practice, because even me, sometimes somebody scare you and you scared me. We're breathing hard. We already in fight, flight, or freeze, but the more oxygen you take in, the stronger your lungs are. These are all the areas that are affected when people get COVID-19.
Wow.
And you get COVID-19. If that happens to you, I mean, you can build a better body. It's almost mind-boggling, but it really is not. This is how it is mind-boggling to me, because fitness is just a part of my life. But then again, I look at something else that I'm super weak in that is just like a no-brainer for other people. So it's similar to that. So I can't even say really that it's mind-boggling. I just apply it to a different area. But it's yours to get. And it's just not going to be easy, but it's for us, and why would you allow yourself to walk in hell without a jacket that can keep some of them flames off of you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that's really how I look at it. You literally are walking in a fire with a G-string on. Sorry. You're going to burn.
You're going to burn. That's right.
Burn. Why you want to burn when you can get some insurance, real insurance? We have been given a dietary law. And when you say law, it's like, I don't want to do law. Law is boring, but it's so for us. You know what I'm saying? These are things that just a little bit. Science shows that after one workout session, your whole cardiovascular system changes after one session.
Come on now.
What does it do after 2 sessions? What does your body do after 10 sessions? I will say that where I am now, I'll be 54 next month, where I was when I was 23, I'm a completely different person. And I've always been petite. I've always been relatively strong, but that was just genetic strong, not real strength. But this strength that I have built in my body, this dietary law that I have taken on myself, has given me, I'm just so grateful. Y'all, I want to thank y'all for helping me really reflect on this, because without this show, I don't know if tonight I would have went to bed this grateful. Just the fact that y'all making me focus on these gifts, these free gifts.
Free.
I mean, free.
Free. Come on now.
There's a brother in Chicago. I don't know if you all look like youngsters, so I don't know if you. Back in the day, a brother named Stephen. That was you remember Brother Stephen? I know you remember Brother Aaron that passed on.
Yes.
So Brother Stephen was the other brother. Brother Stephen, they said Brother Stephen is a hustler. He gonna hustle. And he was, but he was just, I had to say his name. When I got invited on this program, that I'm gonna mention Stephen. Stephen, the first book he gave me, not gave me, but sold to me. Sister, you need this book. You knew, right? You need Message to the Black Man. So I bought the book. And when and he came up to me, you finished that book, didn't you? You seem kind of smart. And I was like, yeah, I'm almost finished with that book. I wasn't, but since he put that smart behind it, my ego was like, yeah, I'm on. And so I finished that book, and the next book he gave me was How to Eat to Live. And then he would ask me questions about that. He gave me How to Eat to Live, book number 2. And from those moments, that just, I mean, obviously that just turned my life around, these people. And so I hope that this show that you all are doing reaches somebody that sometimes people don't work out because they just don't believe they can do it. People procrastinate about starting a fitness program because they've never done it before and they just don't believe in that they can do it. The first thing people will ask me when they come up to inquire about sessions is, do you really think I can do this? What that really means is, I don't really think I can do this. That's really what they're saying. Because you came to me already worked out in your mind. And so people just, and then it's so mysterious to people. If they've never done this, they just feel like they cannot do it. And I want to assure you, I don't care how big you are, how out of shape you think you are, we all started from somewhere.
Right.
So you had to overcome things to get where you are right now. You can overcome this. This is no different than anything else that you have overcome in your life. So start not tomorrow morning, but start as soon as you hang up from this call. You can do it for you.
So yeah, so I have a question. I'm glad you well, I'm loving this show. I am. Man, let me tell you why. Because I used to work out a lot. I actually boxed before, and so working out was just a part of what you did. But when I stopped boxing, I kind of stopped working out, and so years later, you know, I decided, okay, I want to start working out again, and I got back on the bench, and I was working out like an old time sake. I was on the treadmill like an old time sake. But then I couldn't move the next day, and I wasn't motivated to get back on. I was like, I can't. Wow.
Right.
I mean, how do when you get up? Like I'm up there now. You know, you're talking about how old you. No, I'm up there. I'm up there now, and
put it out there. Put it out
there. I want to know. Don't mind them, please. Don't mind them. Those guys are silly. They're some silly guys.
So what? He danced around that one, brother.
So I want to So what's the when you take that much time off from working out, you want to get back into it? What's the best route to get back into it and want to continue to work out? How enjoy it?
Good question.
So yeah, so I can become you too, like as far as fitness is concerned.
Right.
Yeah, so go ahead. Go ahead,
Brother Jack, you have to take baby steps. They said a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step.
First step. Come on now.
You knew what you was doing when you was boxing. You knew how much you used to lift. Most people remember, oh man, I was benching 235. I was benching this, I was benching that. Don't go back in the gym after 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and try to do what you used to do.
Right.
You go back in there like you've never done it before. You go back in there and don't get all excited because all of the other brothers around you lifting higher. Just go in there and just start. When I work with people the first 3 or 4 times I work with them, the first 4 sessions, I'm really just sending wake-up calls to muscles that haven't done anything, and I don't know, God, who knows how long.
Right.
And it's just sending a wake-up call, letting the body and the mind understand we're gonna be doing this now. It's gonna be coming. It's gonna be coming, and you gradually go up in weight. You just begin to start challenging your personal best, but you don't start off at your best. You just start off at a little bit. Just say you generally run 3 to 5 miles every day. That's what you do. Step out the house, you're good for your 3 to 5 miles, you're feeling good, you feel great, Now the next day you get up and they tell you it's going to be a marathon in a couple of days. You ain't gonna go out there and try to run that marathon because you're gonna die trying. Right. Because you hadn't challenged your personal best and work your way up and your body up and able to do that 26 point something miles. You follow what I'm saying? So it's just, you just do it a little bit at a time so that you don't be beat up for a week going in there trying to do what you used to do. Something brother asked earlier, Brother Jackie asked about training in fitness, in COVID. You know, as Muslim followers of Elijah Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan, we always were taught to constantly train and condition ourselves to meet and overcome all obstacles.
Come on now.
All obstacles. But this precedent is an obstacle. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All obstacles. And to me, one of the greatest gifts Allah gave me was this body.
Yes.
And how do I show gratitude for the gift that He gave me?
Wow. Wow.
You know, that's the way we really got to think. We really got to think about showing gratitude to the giver of the gift. And if we do that, we'll take care of this thing. We'll strengthen this thing. We want to take care of it. We just want to treat it so good, so well. You almost get selfish. You know what I mean? And that's the way I appear to a lot of people. You know, it's me first. I can't take care of my wife. I can't take care of my children. I can't take care of nobody else unless I take care of me first.
Right.
The better I take care of me, then the better I can take care of somebody else.
Right.
And also, it's a way of just showing gratitude to the giver of the gift. So I've been consistent for quite a while now, over 20 years in the gym. But I've had these little breaks where I've taken off for. I had a coffee shop not long ago. Maybe you all know about Akira's, the praline candy. We sold beignets and coffee. And during that 6-year period, I fell short on working out. I just couldn't do it all. I couldn't do that and do this. You know, I kept clients. I worked the coffee shop. So I got the short end of the stick in terms of taking care of myself. And I had to go through what you went through, beloved. I had to kind of like ease my way back into working out. Well, I didn't go back in there squatting what I was squatting when I quit it. And I wasn't going there trying to bench what I was benching before I quit it. I took my time at it, just sit there around with it, slowly build myself back up to what I'm comfortable with being. But and the training starts here. Everything starts with a thought. To the question that you asked, how does it help you beat COVID? You become a warrior up here. I've had, Danielle can bear witness. Tell people that come to her training class, one of the first things say, you know, I almost didn't make it. So they went through the battle in the mind first. My clients tell me, right. I don't know if I want to come today. But a lot of people say I want to work out, and they stay on the sofa. A lot of people say they're going to work out. They're on their way to the gym, and they stand around and they jaw jack with everybody. Yeah. So the battle, a lot of people don't make it to the gym. A lot of people buy membership. They don't get to the gym. They buy membership the first of the year. I got to lose this 30 pounds. Got to lose this 20 pounds. So the struggle starts in the mind first. And that's how you fight anything. That's how you fight COVID. You got to be up for the fight.
Right.
And it starts here. When it gets here and gets here strong, then it starts with the body. I'm going to carry this out. I'm going to run these 3 miles a day. I'm going to do these 3 miles again in a couple of days. And I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again until you start building up that endurance, that strength, strengthening the heart. But it's like you said, the battle in the sky, it starts in the mind first.
Let me get you in there, Brother Kevin. Go ahead, Brother Kevin.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you. I want to chime in on what Brother Ahmed asked about COVID. I think both of you asked about that and how exercise improves, can help you with COVID. You know, we have to remember that COVID is a respiratory illness. It's a virus. And so it attacks the immune system. And so the idea is to build up the immune system, not only with the type of foods that we eat, but through exercise. And through exercise, you have to remember that the blood is made of cells, red blood cells, white blood cells. And the white blood cells are, the exercise changes antibodies. Is my notes I took. It changes the antibody, and the white blood cells is what fight off it's part of the immune system, so it fights off viruses and disease. So the more you exercise, the more you strengthen those cells, and the red blood cells carries the oxygen as well as the nutrients throughout the body to the organs. So, you know, and being that they talk about the morbidities, which is diabetes, which is things that we can control, like high blood pressure.
Exactly.
All that can be controlled through exercise. So, and as well as obesity. So if all those are comorbidities that as a result of us being sedentary and the types of food that we eat, then if we change our diet, how to eat to live, as Brother Aaron has stated, and as well as incorporate an exercise program, then all that strengthens our bodies, and we can fight off most diseases, most illnesses that come our way. So it's all related. And also, I wanted to say one more thing in terms of the type of exercise. You know, I kind of want to just give a glimpse of how long you should exercise, how much calories that you burn per exercise based on the type of exercise that you do. Just say, for instance, you know, you have a donut after your meal. Now, a donut,
That's right.
is average 200, sometimes up to 300 calories based on the sugar, the gel, whatever we add to the donut. Now, we have the step counters. Most of us keep up with our steps through the apps that on our phone, and they recommend that we take 6,000 to 10,000 steps a day. Now, if you added 200 calories, that's about 20 minutes worth of exercise just to burn off that donut.
One donut.
One
donut. So it's not a fair trade-off, Brother Jackie. You know, that is
and the donut don't add no nutrition to you either.
It doesn't add nutrition.
Ain't worth the doggone.
So yeah, so that's why the lifestyle regimen is most important as well. You know, you just can't have a diet plan, because diets go up and down. But we have to incorporate this lifestyle that was given to us, you know, by a lot of the person, and that's more important. That's most important. It goes along as well as the mental, you know, the thoughts that we think. But I just want to paint a picture of how much you have to do to burn off that extra junk food. Like as Brother Aaron pointed out, it's junk food. It adds nothing to us. It just adds a moment of a moment of pleasure with the taste. But you really pay for it, because your body stores it as fat, and you know, as men, the fat is stored mostly around our waist, and women it stores around the hips, and those are the most stubborn areas to get the weight off.
Yeah.
Well, brother, if I knew you knew all this, brother, I would have been talking to you a lot more, brother.
I just want to bring it home and make it real, because that's the reality. That's why, you know, we face the epidemic that we face.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
No, I was just saying I missed a lot of good stuff. It said my phone was running hot, so I got kicked off there.
Yeah.
You got to put a fan by it so it can keep it going.
Right. Really?
No.
With that,
That will help.
I got mine right here.
you said you got one right there.
Yes.
Now, Brother Aaron,
Yes,
I know some of the people, like you said, you know, they take a little while to get in to start training and everything. And now we have a lot of people working out from home. But you know, there are so many trials that some people are having: knee pains, back pains, heart conditions, high blood pressure, asthma. You know, what do you suggest for them to start? Because they just can't come in the gym and just get busy, and they just can't get busy at home. You know,
Most people, in my estimation or my judgment, really needs professional help. The sad reality, there's not a lot of good trainers at all. With all of the trainers I know around the country, around Chicago, it's not a lot of good trainers. Many of them don't understand proper nutrition. They like cookie cutters. There's so much myth in personal training. You ever hear this trainer say, well, you got to eat, you got to have breakfast, you got to jumpstart your metabolism. You ever heard that before? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well,
I have.
your metabolism is the amount of calories that your body burns per minute. So you may have a slow metabolism, you may have a fast metabolism. This means how many calories your body burns per minute. You don't have to jumpstart that. It'll stop when you're dead. As long as you breathe and your body burns calories, that's nothing to jumpstart. While we all sitting down right now, our body is burning less calories per minute. So right now, if they was to check our metabolism, they'll check it while we're sitting down relaxing. It'll be called your resting metabolism rate. But when we get up and start walking, our body start burning more calories per minute. If we start walking fast or jogging, our body burn more calories per minute. I'm saying all that to say that there's just not a lot of good trainers. Your metabolism doesn't stop until you out of here. Another one, they tell you where we got to, the more we work out, we're going to turn the fat into muscle. You can't turn fat into muscle.
Yes.
You're going to gain one or lose one. Same thing with muscle. You're going to gain it or lose it, but you can't turn one into the other. It's so many silly myths out here. And people, they go and study for a little test, and all of a sudden they're the professional trainer. I wouldn't give two dead flies for them, many of them. Seriously, and that's a sad reality. But to answer your question, most people need a good, intelligent, sound personal trainer to work you through these things. When I give a 1 hour consultation to anybody, I don't care how long they've been lifting or if they just started today, they'll go away with more understanding of what's necessary, what they have to do to burn body fat, to build lean muscle. They're most trainers that I know. They'll go away with more understanding, more principle, and understanding than most trainers I know. But people need to be watched during the time of working out. If you knew the many people that came to me and said, Brother Aaron, look, I just need you to write me down a program. I'll pay you for it. I turned down that so many times because it'll be robbing you. How can I tell you, oh my God, I just went off.
We still see.
Did it go off?
No, we still. Oh, now it did. Oh, okay.
Well, before he come back, sis, we can't hear you, sis. You're on mute.
Oh, you can't hear me?
We can hear you.
We hear you.
Okay.
So before you blanked off the first time, my question was, what's from your perspective, right route to get back active again into working out on a regular basis? Right when you was about to start talking, you blanked off. Can you take it from there?
The last thing Brother Aaron was addressing that I heard was what you said about how do you just don't feel motivated when you're so sore, you can barely walk, you just feel so uncomfortable. That is so real for so many people. And what Brother Aaron answered, what he was just saying was what I was going to say. A lot of trainers, I had a boss that taught me, you're not doing your job if they're not throwing up when you get done with them. And I said, who wants to throw up after? I was never a trainer that made me vomit every time I went. And that's when you know you got a trainer that is all about ego. Look what I did. I made them. I mean, why would you continue to go to somebody? So,
right.
But
that's right.
That's called DOMS, DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. And that happens when we're in deconditioned states. But it's not always going to be that way. So if you can do what Brother Aaron said and maybe pull back a little bit, because if you were a boxer and you were really good at that, your muscle actually has memory. Your
Memory.
body is
Come on now.
remembering what it used to be able to do. And
Come
so
on now.
you trying to go. But you got to remember that you're not going to get all the fitness in one day. So you just got to try to, you feel so good that you want to push it. But I'm a big proponent of writing your workouts down. Even if you can't afford a trainer or a program, if you're doing it on your own, write down what you're going to do and then stop. Try and be disciplined. Sometimes restraint is more compassionate and more disciplined and will help you to get up and do it again tomorrow, because you're going to get those endorphins flowing. You're going to feel good. You're going to feel strong. And then you'll feel a little bit better. Now, I'm not saying you won't feel sore at all. You will. You're going to feel sore because you've been in it. There you are, Brother Aaron. You're in a deconditioned state. But just like we were saying before, Brother Aaron, we were just talking about what you were saying. I was saying where I left off at, and brother was asking, how do you feel motivated to go again? I tell my clients, motivation is a luxury. I don't always feel motivated.
Wow, it's a luxury.
I'm really tired, and sometimes I feel sad because of things going on. I don't feel like working out. Plus, somebody brought chips in the house. I'd rather be sitting there eating those chips. The luxury. I don't sit and wait for motivation, because sometimes I feel motivated, sometimes I'm not motivated. So it's not about motivation, it's about discipline. In every face that I see here, I am knowing that these are disciplined people in front of me, because you couldn't have got to this point just in the nation without a level of discipline to get you where you are and what you guys are doing. So you can do it. A little muscle, and like I said, just pull back a little bit. You probably went a little too long, a little bit too hard in the gym that day. Maybe pulling back a little bit would be better. But and I'm also a big proponent. I take care of my joints. If my clients, if I tell them, maybe ice your knee. You've been holding on to that knee a lot. Ice your knee. I didn't ice. They won't ice. If I feel a mosquito bite on my knee, I'm gonna have that knee propped up like I'm the Queen of England. I'm ice my knee, massage my knee like I'm LeBron James getting ready for a game tomorrow. Because these joints gotta last me for as long as I'm alive, whether it be 5 minutes or 500 years. I want my joints in, proper working order. So therapeutic modalities would help when you feel really sore like that after a workout. You can, now most people are not going to do this, but a hot, cold shower where you turn the dial hot, you turn the dial cold, you turn it back hot, you turn it back cold. That's a therapeutic modality that is not pleasant, but you could do that. You could ice. That's considered a therapeutic modality. A massage is a therapeutic modality. So maybe a massage, just massaging wherever you're sore at. And you know what? If you stretch after a workout,
much better.
Oh, and let me tell you, most people who are very well muscled are extremely stiff. That's these people that walk around the gym like this.
It's Ahmed.
And they so stiff. And so I worked with Brother Aaron not too long ago. I was so pleasantly surprised. I was surprised, Brother Aaron. He knows it too. I was like, wow, Brother Aaron is very flexible. Brother Aaron's bicep is the side of my peanut head. Now I got a little head, but I mean, I still got it's a head. His bicep is the size of my head, but his level of flexibility is so admirable. And that is really, that will take you such a long way. And I was guilty of that for so many years, where I would, when you're young, you got things naturally that we don't have so much now. I could do a hardcore workout and just keep it moving. And now I have to get that stretch in.
I never heard of stretching out after the workout. Wow.
It I generally stretch in between my sets.
Yep.
I generally stretch my muscles in between my sets. Maybe not between every set, but most of the time. And I teach that your healing process is going to go a lot easier. You feel less. I can squat 6 to 8 sets up to 350 pounds. A squat, I could leg press over 1,000 pounds. The next day, I feel nothing. The day after, I feel nothing because I stretch my thighs, my hamstrings, my quads in between those sets of all that heavy weight. And it's like, and I'm good.
Right.
And if you don't stretch, you're going to be feeling it for 4 or 5 days easily.
You know what?
You know.
Because when you work out and you load a muscle, it contracts a little, right?
Exactly.
It's tight in there. And so if you don't stretch those fibers out and lengthen your body afterwards, they tend to just stay tight like that. You want to always be breathing and stretching, and the best time to stretch. So I know that we were taught a long time ago, or we thought maybe in gym class back in the day, you stretch first and then you work out. But why would you stretch these cold muscles?
Exactly.
You know, it's not fun. When you warm and your body is hot, now your fascia. So the fascia is like the sausage casing of the body. Your fascia is this big sheath. It's like this membrane. So, you know, like a hot dog, they shove all of the meat inside these skins. Well, the fascia is like that for the body. And when our temperature rises, the fascia just expands. And sometimes the muscles, people feel like, wow, my knees feel better. Oh, my shoulder feels better. It's because that has created more space and warmed up. So now your muscles lay down a little bit better. Your bones lay down a little bit better.
Exactly.
So
Before we go any further, we're going to break for a commercial break. Go ahead, Brother Lockman.
Okay.
Thank you for joining the first half of Let Us Make Man, hosted by the Jock Brothers. The Jock Brothers would like to take this opportunity to thank the following sponsors. Hope equals life. Supreme Waste Removal. Design Systems Communications. DS Green Air Cleaning. Peace Coin. Design Systems Omnipotent Security. For more information about any of the sponsors, please go to the Jock Brothers website at www.jockbrothers.com. That's www.jockbrothers.com. Be sure to follow the Jock Brothers on all their social media: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Click the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the notification bell to make sure you always are aware of the latest video. You can also get all of your latest events and exclusive content at www.jockbrothers.com. And now get ready for part 2 of Let Us Make Man, hosted by the Jock Brothers.
Yes, thank you. Hey, before we continue, we're working on an initiative to get the #1 Black-owned newspaper, the #1 Black-owned and operated newspaper to our brothers and sisters that are currently incarcerated. We're trying to reach 100 to 1,000 of our brothers and sisters that are incarcerated. So if you have any information, please forward it to jockbrothersviewers@gmail.com. jockbrothersviewers@gmail.com. Please help us with this initiative. Thank you.
Awesome.
Praise be to Allah. All right. So once again, I was talking to Brother Kevin today. Well, actually, we were talking yesterday, and he was bringing up so many like points of working out that I didn't know working out was just that complex, or it was so scientific. You know, everybody just think you just go out there, lift some weights, and you know you're good. But he was actually breaking down exactly what working out does or will do to your body to make you a stronger person. He was going into how like when you work out, how when you start to lose weight, you actually the last thing that goes is the stomach. And I was like, you know, no matter how many like crunches you do, how many sit-ups you do, that's not going to go first, even though you're concentrating on that. Can you expound on that a little bit? Why is that the case, or you know, or because I have a little pot belly, but I don't want to. I want to get rid of it. And you know, so is there another way to go about this than just doing it like what Brother Kevin said?
Can I address that, Sister Neil?
Of course.
First of all, I think that's a question that Brother Kevin asked me before. You can't target where you burn body fat. You have to get your body in the fat burning zone, and it will leave your body proportionately. If you ever seen somebody who has lost 40 pounds, 30 pounds, you haven't seen him in a long time, the first place you're going to notice is that the face was smaller, because the fat has not always been there. It's been around the backside or the buttocks or the hip or the stomach longer. So it will lead your body proportionately, evenly, but it hadn't been there long. So it's going to appear as though it's leaving the abs first. But doing abdominal muscles, doing crunches and sit-ups and 100 crunches and sit-ups and all what, that's not what burns body fat. You have to be in the fat burning zone. This is very key.
Right.
Our bodies burn two sources for energy. There's two particular sources that our body burns for energy. Number one is carbohydrates. Back when the messenger was among us, when I was a little bit younger, they used to say sugar and starches. Now is simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates. The simple carbohydrates are the sugars that your body, that you taste right away. You can taste the sugar in it. That's simple carbohydrate. The complex carbohydrates are bread, potato, rice, pasta, cereal. Those are complex carbohydrates. When you eat a banana, or when you eat a slice of bread or potato or some rice, your body converts it into sugar and then it's used a little bit later for energy. It's like taking a green banana. It's not sweet right now, but if you put it in a brown paper bag and put it in a warm environment, your body will convert it into sugar and then it can use for energy. With carbohydrates, simple carbohydrates or complex carbohydrates, is your body's number one source of energy. The simple carbohydrates going to use right away. The complex carbohydrate is going to use after it's been converted into sugar. That's your first source of energy, all of the carbohydrate. Your second source of energy is stored body fat. Your body would never burn the stored body fat unless it's depleted of carbohydrate. That's the only time your body's going to be in the fat burning zone. So when we get up in the morning and we put sugar in our coffee, nothing wrong with that. We have a donut, we have a piece of pastry, we have orange juice, we have fruit, we have cereal, hot, cold, doesn't matter, pancakes. Generally, we eat carbohydrates in the morning. Lunchtime come along, we have a sandwich, bread, carbohydrate. May have some beans, some rice, carbohydrate. We may have some fruit, carbohydrate. Nothing wrong with this. But we have carbohydrate for lunch. Dinner time, what are we having? Potato, brown rice, bean pie, something to drink. The point I'm making is that we generally eat carbohydrates from can't see morning to can't see night. And we don't allow our body to get into the fat burning zone. So the first of the year, we say we're going to lose 20 pounds this year or 100 pounds this year. And we maintain that type of eating habit. I don't care how much cardio you do. You're burning carbohydrates. Some people be on the treadmill and hit fat burning zone or fat burner. and think the calories that they burn is stored body fat. Some of them eat drinking a shake on the treadmill with apple, orange juice, grape juice, this juice, banana juice,
And
and
it's just burning right there. Okay.
you're burning calories, but calories from where? From the carbohydrates that's in the body. You don't tap the fat burning zone. So you have to tap the fat burning zone before you can burn any body fat. And again, you can't target where you burn it. It will leave your body proportionally. I know that was quick, but that's the actual fact.
It actually sounds like you were describing the South Beach diet.
No.
No, that's yeah.
I don't know about no South Beach diet. I never.
It's like a carbohydrate-free diet.
Let me say this. Remember, there was a man years ago named Dr. Atkins. You ever heard of Dr. Atkins? He died some years ago.
Right.
He used to get people to lose weight, fat, by
Protein.
going on this diet, this no carb diet for a long period of time.
Right.
And then of course they're going to lose the body fat because they don't have any carbs in them. But also what you're doing is depriving the brain of what the brain feeds off of. The brain feeds off of sugar. It has to have carbohydrate. So when you do this for a long period of time without carbs, you will become a little irritable, become a little messed up in mind. You may not make the right decision that you want to make. So I don't know about a South Beach diet, but I do know that in order to get into the fat burning zone, your body should be depleted of carbs every day at some point in time. So when the messenger taught us how to eat one meal a day, you allow yourself to get into that fat burning zone every day if you eat the same time as he told us to do. He said, regulate your intake of food. Set a time, stick to the time that you set, and don't allow the social activities, which we do, and the social events, which we do, dictate what and when we eat. Set a time, stick to the time, and you will hit that. I've never seen nobody that practiced how to eat to live the way the messenger taught us. Not lose weight, not lose fat. I've been here for 40 years. When the minister first started rebuilding the nation, I had this conversation with him. When he started rebuilding the nation, all those early lectures, up until the time we moved into the Mosque, Mariam, he ended all those lectures, 95% of those lectures, talking about something about how to eat to live.
How to eat to live, that's right.
Whether he may drop something out there for 15 minutes,
right.
He may talk about it for half an hour.
Right.
All those early lectures prior to the Mosque Mariam, he was teaching on how to eat to live towards the end of that lecture. When we got in Mosque Mariam, and I had this conversation with God is my witness, he'll tell you if you talk to him. When we got in Mosque Mariam, that kind of stopped. And so you got all these new believers.
Yeah.
How to Eat to Live used to be the number one selling book in those days.
Come on, man.
It was the number one selling book behind Message to the Black Man.
That's right.
From you ask anybody at the Final Call, they've been there for years, they'll tell you, I'm telling it to you. So anyway, I don't know how I got there. But if we follow How to Eat to Live and practice that one meal a day at the same time, all the time, we can't eat that one meal a day at 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening and then go sit down on the sofa because our body's not going to do anything with that meal but store it. You're going to store it. And then the next morning, you're back at it again. So you have to pick an intelligent time. When Ramadan comes and it don't get dark to 8:30, 9 o'clock, any of the believers that know me would tell you, you know what I'm eating my meal? Before day. I'm listening to the prayer call. I eat a meal before 5 o'clock. Before 5 o'clock in the morning, like most people eat at 7 o'clock in the evening.
Come on, man.
I kid you not. Everybody knows it. I've been teaching that since 2001, I think.
Yes, sir.
You can't eat that meal at 8, 9 o'clock in the evening and think you're going to lose weight.
Right.
No, you ain't gonna go out there and do anything after that. You want to go sit yourself down in front of TV, maybe read a book. But now all those calories that you're taking in, you're storing it.
That's right.
You're storing it.
So
So those things, it is a science to it, like you said, Brother Jockey, it's a science. But you got to think about it. But it's in the messenger's book. It's in book 1 and book 2. You got to regulate. He said everything you do. He wrote this in How Do You Live. Everything you do should be regulated. Set a time, stick to the time. Don't allow the social activities and social events dictate what and when you eat. You got to do this thing. It's self-improvement. That's what
That's right.
it is.
That's what it is.
It's self-improvement.
Your stomach
Brother
has
Aaron.
all-
Oh, I'm sorry, sis. I'm sorry.
No,
Go ahead,
go
sister.
ahead.
I was going to ask you, Brother Aaron, when is it better to work out? Before you eat or after you eat?
I
I mean cardio workout. I don't mean like weights. I'm talking about cardio wise. Is it best before or after you eat?
I have several rules for my clients. Life habits, I call them. One of them is this: never eat your last meal. Now I'm talking to people that may eat 2-3 meals a day, or I'm talking to a person that eat 1 meal a day. You never eat your last meal and then go sit down and relax. That's what I was saying about Ramadan. So you should do as much cardio as your heart desire and more in reality. But you should never eat a meal and then sit down and do nothing. You should always take a walk for 20, 30 minutes, half an hour, because you just put in all these calories. You got to help the digestive system start working on this thing. And the best way to do it is go play with, you don't have to do hardcore cardio at that time, but play with the dog or wrestle with the children or do some stepping or something or do some dancing. Enjoy it. Skip some rope. I know sisters that do hula hoop after they last meal.
Right.
You have to enjoy it. I had a client years ago that had the Wii game. She would play tennis or do boxing on the Wii game after her last meal. You just got to be active. You can't eat your last meal and go sit down on the sofa.
Yes,
You know
sir.
about that
I
stepping,
hope,
brother Aaron?
I hope I answered your question.
No, you did. That was great. That was great.
I want to know if Brother Aaron know about that stepping though. I'm
That was
just messing
great.
with you.
That's shot time.
You got to be in Chicago for that. You can't be in Atlanta for stepping.
You over here doing the bankhead bounce. Yes,
What you
sir.
about to say, sister? I'm sorry, sister. We just cut you out. What you about to say, sis?
I don't even, let me see. Probably was just co-signing Brother Aaron. That was so good, Brother Aaron.
Yeah.
You remind me a lot of times, because what happens to me during Ramadan, y'all don't never want to talk to me during Ramadan, really. I teach all day long, and then by the time we can eat, I'm the grumpiest, most unpleasant person on the planet, and then I fall asleep eating like a old. So I don't get, and I feel honestly the most unhealthy during Ramadan, because I'm moving, and then I have my soup, my salad. I can't get past my salad. I never eat my
It's late.
So I kind of feel like I lose muscle.
It's
during
late.
Ramadan. That was so interesting, Brother Aaron, because I would be fresher in the morning. You know, if I kind of, I might have to try that.
That's called
My meal during when Ramadan comes. Now, if Ramadan came in January or December or something, it'd be different. I wait till after 4:00. But generally, my one meal is between 12 and 3. Because I don't want to do a whole lot after my last meal. But if I have my meal between 12 and 3, I'm busy. I'm ripping and running. I'm taking care of all kinds of business. I'm moving up and down the stairs. I'm handing weights to people. And so I don't want to eat. I'm not going to eat no meal after no 6 o'clock in the evening, or 5 o'clock in the evening, or let alone, my God, 8 o'clock, 8:30 during Ramadan. Nope. Those 30 days, my meal is prepared that evening, that night. And the next morning, I'm warming it up, listening to the prayer call or something, and and I'm slowly eating my meal, just like it as if it was dinner. It'd be a 5-course meal with salad, soup. Hell, I may have some dessert. No, I will have some dessert. But I get it all done.
I'm gonna always
I get it all
I'm
done.
gonna have dessert first.
Get it all
I
done.
get it all. Yeah, I like that idea. I do it a lot, Sister Neil. I get it all done before daylight,
Right.
and I'm good. And then when it gets dark, again around 8, 9 o'clock, then I may, I may have a tea or a coffee. I drink me plenty of water at that time. But I won't. I mean, I'm not going to be caught eating that late. I'm not going to be caught eating that late. I'd rather eat before day. And everybody that knows me know it. I have a lot of believers in Chicago and around the country that try it. Brother Terrence, ask him. He tried it for a little while. But it's something that I do for years now.
Wow.
Because I'm 65 now. I can't afford to get fat, walk around like I'm pregnant. I can't afford that. I want to be here. Now, I do want to say something about the no carbs. None of us should be dying early that follow the messenger's teaching when it comes to diabetes and high blood pressure. Right there in book 1, I think on page 49 to 50 or maybe 51, the messenger told us how to get rid of ourselves of diabetes. I'm going to say this. I got to say this. About 3 months ago, I got to look at my calendar. I called my doctor and I told him that I wanted to get my prostate checked. It's been a while, And he said, Aaron, when can you come in? Make a long story short, I was there that week. And I had my blood work. And he said, Aaron, everything, he texted me, everything looks great. He said, but I'm concerned with your A1C. He said, I've never seen it like this before. It was 6%. That's in the middle of pre-diabetic. Pre-diabetic is 5.7 to 6.3. It was 6%. He said, Aaron, I've never seen that. He said, I want you to come back in 6 weeks and we're going to check it again. I said, no problem, Doc. I'll take care of this. I said, no problem at all. He said, God is my witness. And I got all these texts in there that we, from verbal and then texting. Right. And he said, well, if I was you, I would just increase my cardio. I ain't crazy about cardio, first of all, okay? So I wasn't increasing no cardio, but I followed the messenger's teaching.
Come on,
He
man.
said no sugar of any kind.
Come on, man.
That means simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates. It includes beans. He says it's right there in book 1. So there's no reason for us to be suffering from diabetes, right? So for 6.5 weeks, I had no carbs. I thought I was going to go crazy, but I handled it really good. I was smooth. It's like God just took over. You know what I mean? No carbs. And 6.5 weeks, I went in there, got my blood work. He called me the next day. He said, man, brother, what did you do? What did you do? I said, I did what the messenger told us to do. He told us no carbs of any kind. He said no sugars. I'm sorry, no sugars of any kind. He said you can have a little honey. What does that tell me? Pure honey, unfiltered honey, good honey is not a sugar. He said no sugar of any kind, but you can have a little honey. Don't try to put the whole jar in there or something like that. Read it for yourself. And in 6.5 weeks, my numbers all across the board dropped. Wow. The AC1 number dropped from 6% to 5.8. He said, Aaron, that just don't happen overnight. And I did it in 6.5 weeks. So I ate normal for a month, and then I did another 30 days. I didn't go back to get it checked again. But that's just a bearing of witness. There is no reason for us to be suffering from diabetes. Just follow the messenger's program. He addressed high blood pressure. He addressed diabetes. He addressed all those sicknesses and how to eat to live. We just got to get on it and love ourselves enough to obey. Obey God.
You gave up the bean soup, brother? You gave up bean soup?
Yes. The messenger said no beans. Beans is a complex. The unique thing about the bean, he called it the small kidney-like beans. That was the navy bean, the black bean, the little red bean, the little pink bean. He said no beans. And the unique thing about beans, what makes beans, those particular beans, such one of the great foods, is that it's high in protein and high in carbs. But it's higher in carbs than protein, but he said no beans during that time. Read it for yourself. See, that's the problem. We hadn't been reading the book.
Not just talking about in relation to diabetes, right?
Yeah, I'm only talking about that. I'm dealing with the section where he said how to get rid of sugar diabetes.
Right.
Page 49, 50, and maybe 51. He teaches you how to rid yourself of diabetes. There's no reason we should be getting our limbs cut off. He mentioned that in the book.
Yes, sir.
Right there in book 1, not book 2, not down the line. Right there in the first 50 pages.
Yes, sir. Quick question for Sister Danielle. What is the focus of yoga? If you invite somebody to do yoga, what are you asking them to focus on? What are we focusing on in yoga?
Great question. Y'all so smart. Y'all so smart.
Thank you.
More.
Don't stop. Yoga means to join. It means to yoke. And so so without going too deep into it, there are 8 limbs of yoga. The first 2 have nothing to do with poses. Poses in yoga, all those little special gymnastics looking moves, that's not even technically yoga. Yoga, the physical portion of a yoga practice came thousands of years after yoga. Yoga was a form of meditation, of union with the individual to universal consciousness or God. That's really the whole purpose of yoga, is to create oneness, to yoke. That's what yoga means, to yoke. It also means the cessation of fluctuations of the mind, which is just another way of saying to ease the mind. That is really what yoga is. The poses came after they were sitting for so long, they would get up like, I tell you, I feel old. You can't sit for hours and hours and not get up and feel stiff, you know? So the poses came as a response to the meditation. So that is the real goal. So I teach power yoga because I mostly teach yoga in these box gyms. And so what I am paid to teach is power yoga. But I always add the mental, emotional, spiritual component in it, because that is what true yoga really is. It's not about tying yourself in a knot. That stuff just happens. That comes. But it's really a simple form of stretching techniques that stretch all the major joints. But really it's about breathing, called pranayama. Pranayama just means, so prana is just vital force, life energy. Yama is control or regulation. So it's a form of expanding life force. That's really what we practice in yoga. That's really the whole focus of yoga. So a lot of people say, I'm gonna come back to your class when I get flexible. And I'm like, come to my class to get
flexible. Right. Come on, man.
And you know, honestly, when I first started teaching yoga, I just wanted to do all of the cool looking poses. I just wanted to be able to do all of that stuff for ego reasons. They look good. I'm attracted to that. It's aesthetically beautiful. But I tried one of those poses. It was not good, brothers. It was bad. It was a bad thing. So I said, that is not for me. So I got more into the spiritual aspects and benefits of yoga. And guess what happened after that? 2 years later, I can do all of the crazy poses, but I wasn't focusing on that anymore. I just let that go. And so just like as you work out, your muscles get stronger and stronger. They get bigger and bigger. In yoga, your joints open up. And my favorite thing about yoga is the fact that this system, emotional, physical, spiritual system, this is one system. So I can't have a nervous breakdown without it affecting my body. I can't have a mental trauma without it affecting my body. I can't have a car accident without it affecting my mind. It's a little bit what Dianetics is all about. All of this stuff is so similar. You know, everything is everything. And so I encourage people to get into yoga because I used to say weightlifting is the fountain of youth, and I still believe that. You look at people like Angela Bassett, ooh, beautiful. You know, she looks amazing. She doesn't look her age. It's because of her weight training program, because I don't know that she does yoga. But yoga allows you to release stress in a more mindful way. So you feel good after a workout. I was a little worried about doing this right after my class, because as soon as I finish my class, I'm kind of like, woo! Ah! I got all of this energy, you know, and I'm on 10, you know. So I said, calm down, D. You can't be too goofy, just a little goofy. So you release all of these great endorphins when you work out anyway. But when you do yoga, you feel so centered in your body. You know, and you're able to focus in on this system. Please do it. I don't know why I waited so long. I waited so long because, again, when you're young, you just want to go. You want to do all the hard things, you know, and when you get older, you find that you need a little bit something extra. So yoga is now, I even prefer yoga, don't tell Brother Aaron, to weightlifting. And I love weightlifting. I love but active yoga all day long. You know, but the weights are, you know, if I can't do nothing else, it'll probably be weightlifting that I would choose.
Don't tell Danielle, but I like weightlifting over yoga.
Can I say something on that?
But I know I need yoga.
Right.
Yeah, flexibility. Can I say something on that, brother?
Absolutely.
Sister Danielle, since you mentioned weight training, I found, but when training women, and Brother Aaron, I know you can bear witness, both of y'all can bear witness, that the number one concern that women have is, I don't want to look like a man.
Right.
And I want to keep what my mama gave me. I don't want to lose that. So you have to reassure that women are not naturally going to turn into Angela Bassett when she was in that movie.
Right.
I don't know if that was actually her body, because I haven't seen her look like that since then. But women are that was a concern. That's the major concern I hear from women. Can you explain how that's not likely to happen for women?
It's so unlikely to happen. And if a woman starts to look like a man from a weightlifting program, it's because she's probably introduced hormones,
That's right.
into the program. And that is just that simple. You cannot look like a man. I lift massive weights. Back in the day when I was a lot smaller, I lifted even heavier weights. The heavier the weights I lifted, the smaller I was. So, you know, I like to tell my clients, so I have weights in my gym like Brother Aaron. And then I'll get a 5-pound weight. Brother Aaron, you got a close, you probably ain't got no little weights in your gym.
I got some.
You got a 5-pound weight. So
Yeah.
a 5-pound weight. Yeah, let's do it.
Do some mass. Get some mass. Mass.
Absolutely. You know
mass.
I'm going, brother.
That's
Absolutely.
right. Some Dianetics mass.
So let's
5 pounds.
5-pound weight. So look at that 5-pound weight. Now think about a bag full of 5 pounds worth of cotton balls. Now, they both weigh 5 pounds, but cotton balls can you get? You could probably fill that whole gym up with cotton balls to get 5 pounds. So that's the difference between. That's what's going to happen. You're going to get dense. So I'm heavier now, but I just don't look heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because the muscle is tightly packed.
Yeah.
No woman, and everybody is always afraid of that. You know, I don't want to look like a man, and I assure you, you're not. And so they'll come to my class, and I primarily do group classes. So they'll see me, and I'll purposely get my heavy weights out. They all got 5 pounds because they trying to look like girls. And I got a big old 25 that I'm throwing up, you know. And it's like, you better be careful. You're going to look like a man. Well, if I don't look like a man in 20 years, I think I'm pretty good. I don't think I look like a man at this point.
Right.
That's right.
You know, so that's something that my clients are no longer afraid of heavy weights.
Yes, man.
And so any sisters watching, I encourage you not to go for the heaviest weight. But like Brother Aaron said earlier, be intelligent. You have to be intelligent in your program. Don't do anything drastically. You know, take everything in moderation and build yourself up. Get a sound program. And the main problem, not problem, but challenge is everybody wants to do, they want the results yesterday.
Come on now. Be
You
patient.
started today. You know, you just started today. It's going to take a minute.
That's
You
right.
know, the biggest thing that I would really like to convey is that you can do this. To whoever is watching, you can absolutely 100% build a new you. You can enhance everything that you have, but you have to eventually start. So, Brother Aaron and brother, that you're a trainer as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I don't know. You sometimes get people, and it's like, how much weight do you think I can lose by this wedding date? It's next week.
Right.
Because I mean, don't eat again until next week. Then you get these unreasonable requests, and it's like, I hate to tell you, no, you can't lose 100 pounds in the next week. Plus, you're lazy. I mean, let's add that to the equation. You
That's
won't
right.
even do what I'm asking you to do, and you
Come on
won't.
now.
You know what's changed for me when I first started, it was about, you know, I want to look a certain way aesthetically. I know that if I get all the way out of myself, I'm not going to feel good about myself. And that's not a bad thing. But now my focus is I want to feel good in my body
Yes.
for the time that I'm here. I want to be as strong as I can. I want to have a fighting chance if a dog get loose and get after me. You know, I don't want to just be waving the white flag for any and all things. And the big
Come on now.
that
That's right.
I found about working out, you cannot build your body and get strong and get endurance without it going into your mind.
First.
Your system is going to act, your emotional body is going to be stronger. Your mental capacity is going to be stronger. I guarantee. I give you a money back guarantee.
Go ahead.
But then nobody.
Beautiful.
But
I think that was
that is my favorite thing about working out. I wasn't this strong person that felt like I could overcome things before I started working out. And the strength that it takes, you know, all of you have probably worked out on some level. So when you lifting that weight and you get that weight up and you let it go and you feel so powerful, that's what happens to you mentally and emotionally. You get stronger in your mind, not just your body.
Go ahead.
So family, look, y'all are definitely cracking atoms. We got so many questions that we just can't get to. This time don't permit. So I mean, if it's in the Lord's will, I would definitely like to have this show again to talk about fitness. So many requests for questions, and I'm getting them on my phones. We get them through the feed. So you know, but we got the end. We got to shut it down. We got to shut it down. So this is the segment of the show where we do final words. So since you're the lone sister on the show, final words for you first, sister.
I will repeat what I said before to anybody that just feels like they've given up and that this is just not for them. And most people, because they have knee issues or low back issues, they don't, it's hard to get motivated to do this. You feel demoralized when
Right.
when your body hurts, and I feel so much compassion for people in that situation, because we've all had a sore body part, or we've been injured in some way, and that's a real challenge. But you have to use the body. I tell my people that if your knee hurts all the time, then it hurts all the time. You might as well get strong and have your knee hurt.
Mm.
You might as well lose some weight and have your knee hurt.
Mm.
If it hurts all the time anyway, you might as well have a more superior
Mm.
body.
Good
And
point.
what can you lose? So my last words would be, start something today. If you haven't done anything, and you feel inspired right now, start now. Because
That's right.
if you wait tomorrow, you might wake up feeling like the same old you. And then the motivation is gone. Motivation is not, it's a luxury. It's
Right.
not always there. So if something about this program has motivated you, just get up and walk around.
Mm.
Get up and do some knee lifts. Do
Mm.
something, because you're going to go to bed feeling like, I did something today.
That's right.
Then you're going to get up in the morning like, I have to do workout number dos.
Right.
And so start now while you are motivated. Don't wait for motivation. Do it now and build your discipline, because the more you do it, the more you're going to want to do it. A body in motion wants to stay in motion.
Come on.
A
man.
body not in motion wants to stay sedentary. So
Mm.
fight against those urges to do what you have always done,
That's right.
and gotten what you've always gotten, which you don't want. So start today. If you haven't begun a program, if you have begun a program and you haven't been seeing the results, just keep going. Get smarter. Just get up and do something every day. And eventually the right person is going to come along, because you are ready to set your path in this direction. So somebody's going to come to your path to help you out. But don't stop if you have begun. And if you haven't begun, begin now, right after you shut down. That was long. Sorry about that.
No, that's
You're
cool.
fine, sister. Beautiful, beautiful. And stay on, because I'm sure everybody want to say something about you before we end the show.
Yes, sir.
Brother Aaron Muhammad, final words, soldier.
Well, as I said earlier, that every day we wake up, we aging. And if we don't do something to build in or maintain strength, we're going to lose strength. And in my perception of that is, that's what getting old is, getting aging and becoming weak, becoming feeble. You don't want to be that. You want to go out here and make a good accountability of yourself. You want to have some strength. You want to have some endurance, muscle endurance. You want a good, strong heart. And the only way to do it is to exercise the body. It starts, as Neil said, it starts in the mind first. You have to win that battle of getting up and doing it, and just start doing it. And as far as motivation, I got a motivating piece of equipment over there. It's my scale. That's the best motivators when you see results.
Come on now.
I'm not one of those trainers that be hollering at you, screaming at you, telling you to keep pushing. The best motivation is when you see 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds gone every week. It equals 10 pounds or 12 pounds every month. That's motivating. When you see a little definition in a shoulder and the arm, like, damn, I ain't seen that line before. You know?
Yeah.
Or when people start telling you, man, what you doing? What you doing? Man, you looking better. Man, you looking arms, you know? Your back looking good.
Yeah.
All those things are motivating.
Right.
That's what keeps you going. But you have to start exercising how to eat to live. And that's an exercise in itself. And exercising the physical body. You do that, you'll be motivated because you're going to see results. But you won't see results unless you exercise it. Simple as that.
Yes,
Praise
sir.
be to Allah.
Right.
Brother Jackie, final words.
Final words. I want to thank both of you for coming on. Wonderful, wonderful show. Very good spirit. A lot of information. I want to thank you both for coming on and sharing with us. Hope you come back soon. I just want to tell the audience I have me a personal trainer. I'm very faithful to it. He's very good. He's young. Right now, I lost 12 pounds. I'm down in 186. My goal is like 170, 175. But you know, he doesn't. I mean, everything now is no weights, is calisthenics, is cardio, and is core. We do a lot of core exercise, a lot of core. And I just want to tell the people, one day I ain't tell y'all, but I fell. Ooh, I fell one day when I was like 190 something. I said, oh no, that hurt. It hurt it, man. So I've been exercising. I feel great. A lot of gains. I mean, just come get it, man. My spirit is high. I mean, I got a lot of energy. You know, so get involved, man. Get you a trainer. If you need a trainer, get you a trainer. But just get started. Do something.
Get started.
Yeah, just get started.
Praise be to Allah. Brother Jackie, that plug for your trainer, he ain't going to take no ease on you, brother.
No, I like the way he do it, though. He good. Okay. Plus, he's a nutritionist. I wanted to talk to you about nutrition, but he's a nutritionist, and he talk about the carbs and glycerol and all of that, protein, everything. So we can talk about that another time.
Praise be to Allah.
Yes, sir.
Brother Kevin Salam, final word, soldier.
Well, because this is my first time being a guest host, and I really enjoyed myself. I thank you, brothers, for having me. And I thank the guest, Sister Dania and Brother Aaron, because I learned a lot. I'm inspired. I'm remotivated. And I just want to add that, you know, as sum up what both of you were saying is, we don't have to take the all or nothing approach. You know, some people, if we're not doing anything, we're not going to do anything. And if we in, we all in. But we can do a little bit at a time and build up to what we want to get to. And eventually, as Brother Aaron said, we're gonna keep living. So we'll get to where we're trying to get to if we add a little increase each time we do something. So, you know, if you have to get motivation, get it from your children, from the family, from your loved ones, whatever it takes to get you moving. And so that's all I want to add. And I thank you again, brothers.
Praise be to Allah, brother. Brother Ahmed, final word, soldier.
Praise be to our praise be to Allah. Man, I'd like to thank both of y'all for coming on. You did a fabulous job. You shared so much information. But Kevin Salam, you did a great job. You shared so much information. I almost wanted to give like a recap of everything, but I know we talked a lot about how to eat to live, and you can get the book at NOI.org. Yes. NOI.org. You can get the book, order the book, How to Eat to Live. So all of you viewers who hear us talking about this book, this way you can order it from. Excuse me?
1 and 2.
1 and 2. 1 and 2. Yes. Also go on NOI.org and learn a little more about the vaccine. We have lectures and information that we really want to get across to you, and support our initiative to get this information to the brothers and sisters that are incarcerated. It's the Final Call newspaper. We are really trying to push hard to get that newspaper into the prisons. Real news, not fake news, real news from a Black-owned newspaper, Black-owned and operated, Final Call News. And I'd like to thank all our viewers for joining on. It was a great show, a lot of information. Get started. Let's turn that 1-pack into a 2-pack. It's not a little belly, Kawi. It's just a 1-pack. Let's just call it a 1-pack.
It's underneath,
keg, brother. It's a keg.
1 keg.
You know what it is, man.
It's under there.
Let's get started. Let's get that workout in. Like the sister said, let's do something tonight and inspire yourselves. Thank you.
Praise.
Thank you.
Praise to Allah.
Oh, praise
and very quick for the two of you before I do my final words. There's a question in the news feed that says, do you have virtual training or online help? Very quick. Do you have that, Brother Aaron?
The only person I've been training by Zoom, and it's because he have a very equipment in his home, is Brother Terrence. I worked with him for several months, because he have a nice gym in his home, not similar to mine in terms of his equipment. He have hardcore equipment in his home. So I train him by Zoom. So if anybody have a gym that they have access to, I can train him. I had a client that just moved to Florida, who's worked with me for about 6 years, trying to get her used to using her camera, her phone, and walk me through her gym, and I would be able to help her. But if they reach out to me, you can give them my website, also give them my email address. If they reach out to me, it's a possibility that I can help them.
Praise be to our Sister Nia.
Same thing. So I do have certain clients that I do on Zoom. With COVID, I was working in conjunction with a hospital, children that are kind of pre-diabetic. I had to work with the families. So I was working with all of these families on Zoom. But yeah, I'm definitely open to that. So they can reach out to me on Facebook. I'm Danielle Latrice. So if they could just message me, I'll be happy, to work with whoever.
So Danielle Latrice on Facebook.
Yes, sir.
Praise.
And by the way, this is one trainer that I recommend.
Oh, thank you, brother.
I feel the love.
Honored by that.
So final words. So personally, I really appreciate the two of you coming on to the show tonight. Wow, y'all, personally beat me up pretty good, and sometimes you need to hear that from people that can articulate, some of the worries that people have but don't necessarily ask.
Right.
And I guess the fear of asking sometimes, being in that dark, it keep you in the dark and keep you in the unknown. And one thing I learned about this show is, y'all work out with a purpose, and it's a real strategy to this. And it's more than just lifting some weights or go walking around the track, but y'all actually have a game plan, and that's something I haven't had to worry about in years. And you just like spark some things in me that assures me that I know I could do this. I know I can get a few pounds off and get myself where I need to be, to look like an FOI, to present myself as an FOI that I am. And so, sister over here lifting 50 pounds, 25 in each arm, impressing sisters. This brother here, 65 years old, talking about he got a six-pack. Hey, man, that's motivation for me.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate y'all coming to the show and sharing y'all story with us. So praise be to Allah. Also, next week, and a lot of y'all talked about how to eat to live. Y'all stayed on that the whole show. In addition to working out, how to eat to live. So next week, our show will be entitled "How to Eat to Live" with brother. What's the brother name, brother Ahmed?
Dr. Keeley.
Dr. Keeley.
Yes,
so
sir.
if y'all want to crack some more Adams next week, man, please join the Jock Brothers next Tuesday night at 7 p.m. where we actually get to dive into how to eat to live and not just skim over the top.
Right.
So with no further ado, that ends our show. I enjoyed y'all. I pray that we can do this show again very soon. Thank you very much. Oh, brother, didn't mention you, brother. I know you came on as a guest. But you were more like the guest host, but you were more like a guest. So look, brother, I didn't know you were so smart, man. We got to talk, brother.
Oh, stop it, brother. Thank you. Praise be to Allah. Thank you.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you, Doc.